welcome to the Patches In podcast. My name is Dom, and this is the Scorpion King 3 Battle for Redemption.
You actually had to look that up because you definitely didn't remember that at all.
Oh no, I was thinking it was like I can't remember what I thought it was. The Revenge of the King. I was like, wait, no, that's Return of the King.
That would probably actually be better, you know, because this isn't. It's like, what's it called? Rise? No. What's this one?
Battle.
That's boring. There's loads of battles in all of them. I can't describe any one of them.
Or it's Billy Zane doing cocaine and not knowing what movie he's in, man.
So my name is Dom. I'm here with Hugh.
Hi everyone, I'm here.
I'm here with Hamish.
It's not like a register. You're like present.
I'm here with Hamish.
Hi everyone.
And we've got a special guest, Jason.
And I'm sober this time, so this will be more coherent, guys.
Hi.
Guys.
Are we sure?
If you've watched the Scorpion King 3, you'll just remember Jason from the guy that played Olaf.
Oh, he was brilliant.
What a guy.
Right.
I was just calling him Jack Malone all the way through it because he was like Jack Black in Post Malone's Love Child.
Oh yeah,
it just looked a bit weird.
I thought he was the best friend comic relief character.
The buddy adventure, isn't it?
He was awful.
The Gimli,
terrible.
Like acting
I'm just
or
gonna say,
or?
I thought this was worse than the second one.
I don't believe that. Don't believe that for a second. Do you know what was one of the best things about this movie? It was shorter.
But it was still an hour and 45.
Yeah, but it's still shorter than the last one, which was 2 hours and fucking 20 minutes or something like that.
Best comedy I've seen. Best comedy, man.
I was sitting watching it and I was like, God, that must be near the end. And like I hit the wee seat bar and it was like halfway through and I was like, fucking hell.
See, the thing is, it wouldn't have actually been that long, but do you notice how much he was using like slow motion camera and all the fight scenes? It's probably only like an hour long, but like with all the fucking extras, like every scene taking longer.
Do you know who the director is? I didn't know who he was either, but I looked up earlier. This is his films, right?
Okay.
The ones that we would know: The Marine 2.
Oh, Ted DiBiase. Oh,
guy, sounds about right.
Death Race 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's Statham's sequel. Yeah, because that was a DVD, straight to DVD.
Death Race 3. Scorpion King 3. 12 Rounds 2.
Oh, I didn't know that. So he's a WWE director.
He's a WWE director,
and he's only done sequels, basically.
He's done WWE, and there's like it's this film subsidiary of Fox that do all these sequels that have just got like brand names, like Scorpion King and 12 Rounds and shit like that. He's also done Marvel's Inhumans.
Oh, really? Yeah.
He was a director on that, and also Halo. Which makes so much fucking sense.
Wait, he didn't direct the Halo series, did he?
Yeah, I don't think he directed all of it. Obviously, he directed the episodes. I don't have what he actually directed here, but it's in his credits.
Jason needs to have sex.
Master Cheeks.
Just like that Asian lassie in the Scorpion King 3 who just miraculously had less clothes in every scene. She came out full ninja, then just got naked.
Nice.
That's every woman in this film.
Yeah. That's every movie in this series.
Every Scorpion King movie.
See the one that came out the book? Did you not see her literal wig? Because you could see the wig.
Oh, we've talked about wigs before, mate. Like there's some really bad wigs in
Billy Zane
films.
The first bad thing that annoyed me about this film is it was the dullest looking film I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if it was a 2012 era type thing or they watched Man of Steel and was like, oh, that's a cool
take away the colour.
There was zero colour in this film whatsoever. It was so dull and grey and just boring to look at.
It was filmed in like Cornwall or something though. It was not where it was meant to be filmed.
Mate, that is Arabia.
You don't through a desert and end up in the rainforest. What just happened here, man?
You know, they didn't actually go back in time either, Jason. Like, it was
hold on.
But straight up thought Billy Zane was in the first Mummy. By the way, Chewie just told me he wasn't, and I'm gobsmacked.
You thought he was the Mummy?
I thought he was the Mummy in the first one. He looks exactly like him.
They do look quite similar.
I thought that as well for years, and then my dad kind of told me years ago, no, he's like, that's not Billy Zane. And I was like, it looks like him, and like now I look at them both and I'm like, no, they don't. But like, I think it was just
they do a wee bit. I could see
it's just something similar there, and like Jason was saying, Billy Zane in this film looks like he was on cocaine or whatever. He might have been. What he looks like he was on was just enjoying not having anyone tell him what to do. He was just like, oh, you're an Arabian prince? Oh, medieval English prince? No, Arabian prince. No, I'm English in this. And also all my guards are going to be in the worst Roman gladiator uniforms ever. And we're going to have chariots.
Yeah, maybe that charity effect. Oh my god.
Oh, mate.
But they're not Roman at all or anything like that.
No, like I get what these films are. They're just schlock. They're meant to be schlock.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what, like, Billy Zane obviously read the script and was like, "This is ridiculous. I'm just gonna have fun with it." I honestly think he was the best part of the movie.
Yeah,
He
100%.
was the highlight.
Yeah.
Guys, we should go over the actors in this film, because at every turn I was like, why the fuck is he in this? At every moment somebody just appeared. I'm like, really? Like,
Hellboy's in this film, mate.
Hellboy,
Ron Perlman's in this film.
Boba Fett. Yeah, like every clone also.
Yeah.
He was in it. I can't remember.
Whoa, wait, what?
Tamura Morrison.
I know. It's
It's so good.
just trying to know.
He just appeared and I was so happy. I was like, why is he in this? Oh, because I forgot he can't really act.
He wasn't as bad as some of the other ones.
Some rotten performances.
Big Dave's in this. Big Dave Bautista.
Yeah, I guess.
He wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
He was
it
alright.
Kimbo? Kimbo Slice was in it as well.
Kimbo Slice,
Was Kimbo Slice in it? I can't even know. I didn't notice.
This
him.
is way in the film. But how the fuck did he? What was that whole fight scene?
It was a bit mental.
Yeah, it was a bit all over the place, wasn't it?
Kimbo Slice, Jason, was the one that, like, they had the fire and stuff like that, and then he got strung up and torched like a rotisserie
He
chicken.
looked the
like-
coolest, I thought.
Yeah,
he
he
looked pretty
looked
cool,
like
yeah.
the most terrifying.
It probably was the most
Yeah.
terrifying Big Kimbo.
See, with Batista, and he had like the kind of scars on his stomach.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that's just to cover up his wee belly button tattoo. They looked at me like that doesn't really go with the vibe that we were trying to give, and he was just like, "Yeah, we'll give you scars."
Do you like the fact the beginning bit of the film's like, hey, by the way, everybody in the other films, they're all dead now.
Yeah, that's
He's
it.
no longer a king either.
So
So we're
not really
starting
the
again.
Scorpion King. Anyway.
Reboot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
like-
shaky cam in this film. Sorry.
Yeah, there was a lot of like. Do you know what I did like about this movie? They did have like a lot of. It wasn't as CG'd as the last one.
Yeah.
But like the animals and all that, they actually had tigers and elephants. and
Was that
stuff.
an elephant? Was that actual elephant?
Yeah, that was actual elephants and stuff. Do you know the thing that really took me out of the movie was like, see, once they beat the shit out of each other and the thieves came by and stole their supplies. That was a funny bit. I was like, that's actually pretty funny. They were too invested in kicking the shit out of each other. They lost all their stuff.
Yeah.
When they kind of came to, it was the tigers were there.
Yeah, 5 of them.
5 of them. Big tiger nuts right in the
I noticed it straight away. I was like, tigers got some big old nuts.
I was like, Jesus, take you out of the way.
Funniest line happened to that bit, like, because like the guy that plays the main character, Matthias. I was gonna say Methuselah, but like, he was just like, "Oh, don't run," and we all guys like running, and he ran away, and I was like, "Did he just shout running and run away?"
Aye, they all had like
That's a very
weird
JoJo
accents.
thing.
They had the weirdest accents. Every one of them had different. One was an American. Billy Zane was medieval English. The Olaf guy was just, I don't know what he was. Like, I have no idea.
He was meant to be Norse, obviously, but like he didn't even try and do Swedish or any kind of Norse like accent. I've also got here Hellboy, Django Fett, and the rich guy from Titanic are in this film.
Is that Billy Zane? Was he in Titanic?
Yeah,
he was the
I've not seen it for like a long
the
time.
rich
maybe.
asshole.
Yeah.
see the one that Kate Winslet's man.
Oh right, okay,
That's
yeah.
Billy Zane.
Yeah,
I always keep thinking Billy Mays.
You know what annoyed
Billy
me about
Mays.
the tiger scene though, Dom, is like 5 tigers and they're like lone animals. Like you would never get 5 tigers going about together. That took me out of it. I was like,
That's you get that
I
for your
Stop
Zubik.
reading
that's my
Zubik.
Zubik.
God damn it.
didn't even look at the nuts. But
Like
How could you miss them? They're swinging in from the right hand side.
Forgot he worked at
there was growling though, and the tigers look sedated as fuck.
Yeah,
Like,
they probably got whatever Billy Zane was on. So
no, they had that what Billy Zane was on. Then I munched the shit out of them, man.
slave.
There was a bit where they're fighting those fucking like bandits, and like they threw one into the fire, and then the guy goes medium rare. And I was like,
I know. I died. I fucking
that's funny.
some of the one-liners were actually quite funny.
I mean,
But-
that's what, like, you know, that's why I think I enjoyed this movie a lot more, because it was like, it's still bad, but my god, it was still.
They're actually like kind of understanding and leaning a bit more into like we are actually.
It's a bit of bollocks.
It's a bit stupid.
This
but-
cost $5 million to make.
See, like at the start when he's walking along with Ron Perlman, and he says something about like, you know, get some sleep. You're leaving early in the morning, and then he's like, better start drinking. He like laughs at him and jokes, and Ron Perlman's just walking along like, what?
I've got a note right there. I remember writing it saying the dialogue is shit, because you could have had them in 2 different sound sets and just CG'd them together, because they are not having a conversation. Like, a lot of this film is not people having conversations; it's people having conversations with the camera.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's what cheap films are kind of like. You know what I mean? Like, but Ron Perlman obviously turned up on the day.
And
it was like, what am I wearing? This stupid crown. It looks serious and pretend to fight these guys in a super slow. Like the way he was fighting his own soldiers, like in practice, I was like, that is the worst. Why did they not do shaky cam on this?
But he did turn up with a bag of money and just leave after that.
Yeah,
like, you know
his wheelbarrow just went.
He's like, I did Sons of Anarchy, bitches. Straight clean off the set, man. Just like, would you want me to show up in? Billy Zane's just quacking about. like
Billy Zane was just like eating up every scene. See when he was like in his tent and his like concubines were throwing fucking grapes in his mouth. I was like, they just started filming, didn't they? And this is actually fucking.
This is the dressing room.
Do you know what it reminded me of? Jeremy Irons in the Dungeons and Dragons movie where he just turned up and they were like, Jeremy, right, here's some money, start doing stuff, and he was like. Doing that, man. He just overacted every
You're gonna
scene.
have to explain that noise now.
Right, so Jeremy Irons and Dungeons and Dragons, if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it because it's some of the funniest bullcrap ever. Like, it's so good.
You can swear on this podcast.
It's like bullshit. Too used to be in room
Have to mute him for that.
That's actually criticism I got from Sinead when she was listening to it. She says, I use fucking as punctuation too much and as a way to fill space, and she's like, it just doesn't sound right when you do it. It sounds stupid. And I'm like, oh, thanks. Like,
Sinead, would you just fucking...
no, I can't be doing that anymore, mate, because there was a point where I was like, Sinead doesn't listen to these anyway, and she texts me literally going, I do listen to them now. And I was like,
busted.
And now knowing that you talk about her, she will listen to everyone.
Yeah. Lucky I'm very nice about her.
Always don't look back.
Anyway. Aye, thanks for ruining my whole segment, guys.
Dean,
you'll get used to it, mate.
Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons. So I felt that was very like what what Dom was doing for the Sons of Anarchy, because he just turned up. They just gave him some money, and like Billy Zane never gave them a script and just went, "Here's the scene." But why are we in England? Like, why is there ninjas?
that was my point. Just like seeming that he was trying to save like the lassie, and she was like, no, and he was like, no, what are you talking about? And then out of nowhere, a ninja came to just kicks him. I was like, what is this movie?
Scott Pilgrim has a real problem with setting because it's meant to be Middle Eastern and Egyptian.
Yes,
but in this one they kind of move more into like Iran, Persia, like Middle Asia, like maybe India at the furthest, and then there's like guys from Japan turn up, and you're like, mate, that's even further away.
That's
like,
an island so east,
and also that's thousands of years later.
But then as well, like,
guys, best scene in the whole film. Guy taking the piss into the waterfall, ninja flies out the water while he's taking the piss and kicked him right in the dick. Like, I was like, how did he get the momentum to do that? Also, that has to, they just what, like, you're going to come out the waterfall and kick Olaf in the dick, right? And I'm just like, what the fuck is this film, man?
Well, that is actually the best action scene in the whole film. It looked like there was so much money put into that. Just
it went on for like 20 minutes. I was like honestly starting to fall asleep. I was like dozing off, and I was like, they must know that their dialogue is so bad. They're just let's make this fight scene last for as long as possible.
But I don't think any other fight scenes had any kind of impact, because like there was a lot of like shaky cam and moving and obviously slow choreography. Yeah. But that one actually looked like it had real fucking stuntmen doing real things.
Yeah, real momentum going behind it as well. It wasn't like people pulling up punches, but it actually did look good.
Guys, what was the plot of this film?
I was about to say we might have summarised the plot, but the plot is kind of shit.
Well, at least it brought something far from the Mummy movies into it, the Book of the Dead. But like we were saying about this earlier, I was like, I don't think that's the same Book of the Dead that they have in the Mummy.
I don't remember it looking like that at all.
I don't remember them coming out with wigs on.
So the plot is that the Scorpion King is now a mercenary, and he gets hired by the king.
Everyone's dead.
Yeah, everybody's dead because they couldn't afford to hire the actors.
They didn't want to come back.
Ron Perlman is a king.
He's Horus,
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Because I was hearing a lot of names.
Ron Fivehead Perlman.
And his brother was Billy Zane.
Yeah.
And he went off to fight people to get his own kingdom in the Book of the Dead, so he'd go back and beat his brother and take his.
Get their mercenaries, get the secret. What was it? The triad. I can't remember what they called it.
The amulet he put down his pants.
Yeah, there was
like pulling out everything from there.
There was like a necklace, amulet.
Remember the portrait
for the Book of the Dead, and then Billy Zane used the Book of the Dead to like bring back these 3 warriors, one of which was Kimbo Slice, one was Dave Bautista, and one was, I can't remember the actress's name, but she was
I've seen her in other things. I think she's in things now.
She said she was from the land of the rising sun, and I was like, this is maybe 5,000 years ago.
Was that the one? Was that the Asian lassie that put clothes on? Like, because the other one just wore nothing the entire, like, just less. I don't
think you get these films. These films aren't for thinking about.
I know, but like, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Every scene, she just at the top get like cut.
Lads, this is his first Scorpion King film.
I was so confused. I was like, Hugh's like, yeah. I was like, Hugh, didn't I watch the first 2? He's like, nah.
No, I actually think it's worse if you watch the other ones. Like the films make less and less sense. More context you get.
Is there a 4th?
Yes.
Mate, there's a 4th and a 5th.
No way, man.
And we're going to watch them?
I'm going to watch them too, man. I want to join for the next 2.
Well, you have to go away and do what we did and watch the first and second.
Oh god, I will.
I will, sir.
Yeah, so Selena Lowe, her name is.
Right, okay.
She's in like Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power and stuff like that.
Alright, okay.
Yeah.
She's like a TV actor then.
The new Hellraiser.
Okay.
Like, because these films do have some star power, like not massive A-list, but like Ron Perlman, Billy Zane, and Dave Bautista now, not then. They're all kind of good names to have.
Yeah.
And then, but I think these guys are there as like the way to get people in to watch the film.
Yeah.
But the main character is a guy that I'm sure I looked up. He was on like TV dramas and soaps and stuff like that. He looks big and strong. He looks a better guy than the last guy.
That was one of the things that I noticed first. You can believe him as a warrior.
Yeah.
And similar to, I mean, he's not nothing like The Rock, but he's a lot better than the guy from the second one.
Yes.
He was what?
He was big. He was big and strong and tall, and that. I mean, there's
he was better than the actor
like,
from the second one.
Scorpion King, and it was like American as fuck.
No, I mean like the look of him.
I suppose. Yeah.
Look, Jason, you can't bring consistency into these films.
Also, you named a bunch of big actors, right? But you forgot the main guy here.
Who?
Django, Boba Fett, and the Clone of the Galaxy.
He was in it for about 10 minutes as well. He wasn't really.
He was brilliant. He was the best thing about this film.
Like they were like, oh, he probably would have gave his life, so he's probably dead, and then he just shows up at the end. Like, I'm still here.
How did in the background?
There must have been a clone.
Billy and like Jason was shouting about the slaves, where Billy Zane like reincarnates these fucking warriors or like awakens them or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, look, we're not slaves, we're warriors, blah blah. And he's like, are you? Slave. Can we
talk about how they come out like stars in your eyes? By the way, out the fucking smoke, like one at a time.
Yeah. That was for dramatic tension.
It was like one at a time. It was like, and now we have Dave Bautista, and I was like, what the fuck is actually happening, man?
Do you know?
What
I
is
think
this book about? Like,
they probably made the right call having Billy Zane do the whole slave thing after Kimbo Slice was dead.
Oh my god, you're so right.
Kimbo Slice's death, right? All the ninjas and the Scorpion King and Olaf were fucking battering him, and then they like tied him up and pulled him out of the water.
Yeah, strung him up,
and then like somehow.
So
the Scorpion had a flamethrower in his mouth.
No. He drank out of his water skin, which had alcohol in it, and he took the weapon that was like the axe thing that Kimbo Slice had, which was fire, and then he spat it out on him, and it made like a ridiculous amount of flame.
Yeah, mate, I was like,
physics checks out, mate.
Yeah, I looked it up. I was like, yeah, that looks real.
Also, I was thinking
chemistry, bitch.
I was just thinking like, when did that hammer go on fire? And the water, like,
it goes on fire. It's magic, mate.
Yeah. And I know I'm asking stupid questions.
I whistled magic man. Like, we're going on a quest. I was like, what the fuck?
Poor Kimberman.
Yeah, like Scorpion. He's like, is this quest complete? And I'm like, Olaf, what the fuck are you doing, man? It was Warcraft.
Like, I think, as you said, like Kimbo looked the most medicine, and it's a touch of shame. And yeah, like I'm trying to remember what happened at the end with the two, with Dave and what's her face, because they ended up having another girl on girl fight, which was okay.
They had like a girl on girl, and then
fight.
Basically they were both winning.
Yeah,
like the Bautista and the lassie.
Yeah,
and then just as they were about to kill them, the good ones, they got like.
They did the thing with the book.
They
did the thing with
came
the
out with like, yes, I've got the amulet, and it's like, okay.
So, do you think that this one leads into the third one with that ending with Ron Perlman?
Oh well, so Scorpion King 4, like this is like, remember you were saying you don't think any actor reprises a role.
Yeah.
I think
does this guy actually?
I think he actually reprised his role for the Scorpion King 4.
The battle scenes in this were pretty fucking shit as well. There was like 30 people on this field, and it's maybe these epic battles, and like you could just tell there's no real fighting going on. And I know what it is. It's a low budget fucking Scorpion King film.
Yeah,
but like there was zero blood, obviously, because they wanted to get like a 12 rating or whatever. Or the whatever it is in America.
PG-13.
They had like 4 elephants and like 5 guys. That was the armies. The armies were like, and it was in this really small grassy field.
Yeah, it was quite limited.
Sorry.
Yeah, and the sets were awful, costumes were awful, dialogue was awful.
10 out of 10.
The scene where Billy Zane's trying to consummate the wedding, like with that lassie, the slave lassie, has to be the most funniest, awkward, cringy scene of all time. Where he has her in the room and he's hanging off the ledge, like the Scorpion King guy. Yeah. So you come save me now, and he's like, Billy Zane's got the amulet. He's like, I've got the thing off, and I'm just like, what is going on here? Like, and then she like jumps into the bed, and he's like, and then like Scorpion King climbs through the window. He's like, did you let him touch you? And then I was like, what is going on? Like, what is actually happening here?
How many times did you say during the film what's going on?
I just kept turning to hell, and I'm like, I was trying to play RuneScape at the same time.
But Jason, this film had an intricate plot that you had to hear all the dialogue.
We should have just got Helen on this podcast.
I know.
She was dying. We were all dying. I was like, Helen's like, you turned around when she got less clothes on. And I'm like, I was so confused. I turned around, she was a ninja, and then next minute Billy Zane's trying to get in her pants, and I'm like, what is actually happening?
She's ninja you off some clothes, baby.
Billy Zane's like reached into his trousers and he pulled out the amulet, and then he reached in and he pulled out like a dagger, and I was like, that's got to be painful. Like, where does he get in that?
His leather rock star trousers as well.
Billy Zane deserved an Oscar for this movie. Like,
he pulled out a knife carefully.
It's
like, I tucked.
And his ending was just so fucking weird as well. Like,
it was kind of flat.
Yeah.
They chased him in a chariot. The chariot kind of like fell apart, and he got up and he went to fight the Scorpion King, who we're calling the Scorpion King like he's a superhero. And then like he pulls out his sword, and the Scorpion King pulls out his sword, and he just kind of waves it a bit, and Billy's like, oh no, drops his sword, and then goes like that to everyone, stab me. And like,
well, he knows he's done basically. I think, but it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. It was very anticlimactic.
They ran out of money. They ran out of money.
We're saving it for Scorpion King 4.
Oh, yeah.
I think Billy Zane's in the Scorpion King 4.
What's the budget for Scorpion King 4? I need to know.
Well, I know the budget for this one was maybe about 10 mil. Maybe
no,
easily.
Are you sure? I think like what I've heard is they've got a department in Fox, because the thing he talks about this all the time, the guy that was in Jane Silent Bob,
Kevin Smith.
Aye, there's a department in Fox and Universal. You can get basically any movie cleared for under 5 or 7 million. He was basically saying
it's called Universal 1440.
Aye, that's it. Aye.
So I think I don't know if we talked about it last time. I don't know if there's still a thing.
Oh man, they will pump that out.
So they make loads of money. Like this studio, but the things they've made is like
the worst is the best.
Wait a minute,
I think there is like places that bits that you need to have these kind of movies put in there, because again you can always have your Marvel, and you can have your big budget Avatar stuff. But see, like wee movies like this, I actually did enjoy watching this. Considering I don't know if it's maybe because you had your Scorpion King with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That second one basically nosedived whatever the momentum they had. Yeah, bounced off of what I was going to say Kimbo Slice's head. What was his name? Rock bottomed it, and it bounced back up. And I felt like when you said last time, Hamish, that man, these movies do get better. I was like, how the fuck could they get better? Do you know what? They just went, fuck it, let's have a bit of crack.
Do you know what these movies are made of? I think that whole department makes its entire monetary value off of YouTube critics.
No, like it's the direct-to-video label.
Aye.
So they've done like Scorpion King 3, Werewolf, The Beast of Mars, Death Race 3, Curse of Chucky, Dead and Tombstone. I think we went through this before, because Jarhead 2, a Beethoven film, fucking hell.
Jarhead 2?
Like that big ass dog?
Yeah, Scorpion King 4, The Man with the Iron Fist.
Back to Iraq.
The big ass dog.
Jarhead 2, Back to Iraq. Mate,
The Land Before Time 14.
14?
What?
Was that the live action one? Littlefoot just like takes on the world.
Dragonheart? Sequel?
Yeah.
There's a sequel?
Battle for the Heartfire, Woody Woodpecker, Tremors, Death Race, Tales from the Hood, Scorpion King,
Tales from the Hood,
another Scorpion King, How High 2, Backdraft 2.
Hold on. How High 2? What?
Dragonheart 3.
Why didn't they call it Too High?
Yeah. Too High, Too Furious.
No, it's just Creed singing higher.
An American Pie Presents film. Like, there's just Bobbleheads, Dinosaur Train, The Monsters, Blade of the 47 Romans, R.I.P.D. 2. Like, films that you were like, like that didn't need to be made in the first place. It didn't need a sequel, and they're making the unnecessary sequels.
Yeah. I like it, man.
Because the American Pie Presents ones were all very B movies. If you wanted to watch that, they would have one character from American Pie. Basically, they have one guy who goes like, "Oh, I was in American Pie for 10 minutes."
So they can be like, "Oh, by the way, this is the same universe," and like, this is us. Remember us?
I can't believe the American Pie has a universe. Like, it has a lore.
The APU,
the APU. That's good.
So the Scorpion King 3 had a $6 million budget, right?
Yeah, you go. I thought it was
right. Yeah.
So
I could see where the $6 million went.
So it made back $3 million in domestic DVD and $1.1 million in Blu-ray.
So it never even broke even.
But that's only domestically, so that's only America.
That's America.
So like it probably made a profit worldwide.
I don't know where else it was played. I don't know.
Like Japan obviously loved it because of the ninjas, and Asia obviously loved it. Like
Cambridge loved it too. It was filmed.
And the Billy Zane fan club loved it.
I'm just naming villages and cities in England because they were probably filmed everywhere there.
So from what I've heard, like most of the studio movies that they greenlight these ones, these are all generally, they go to for like coaches and planes and stuff like that, so it's added to a library to say that they've got thousands of movies on, so when you're flying, we don't really get many in the UK because our flights are generally like Ryanair and British Airways and stuff.
Takes like
but in America they've got so many different types of flights that any of them have like these low budget movies. They're cheap to have.
Americans are dumb enough to watch that shit though.
Whoa, we don't do American slander on this podcast
anymore. And all four of us watched it, so
we do Dundee slander on this podcast.
Dundee slander.
No.
Dundee's an upper-coming city.
We were all slagging Americans like last time or the time before.
I know.
We're sorry, America.
There isn't actually a thing that we don't really slag. We just hate our lives.
Everyone's getting wrecked.
See, that's the Americans just realising that we were slagging them because they're so thick. That was.
I think you made that joke before as well.
Probably.
You know what's alright? Portugal. It's actually a nice place.
I love Portugal.
I love Portugal. Jason, do you love Portugal?
I know who doesn't love Portugal.
We don't want to hear.
Don't say that. I don't know what he's going to say, but it can be good. Like, see when he looks like that, he's like, "Oh, I'm about to fuck up." We'll try not to edit this, mate.
You know how last time I was saying.
Fair enough.
I mean, they probably did enjoy it while they were there.
Apart from the first couple of days. Yeah, first couple of days, and then before a couple of days before they went, "Oh well, where'd she go?"
Just stay here. We'll be right back.
And they never came back. Anyway,
you know how I was saying, like, I'll reach out to Batista and I'll ask him how he liked acting in the film and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're blocked. Yeah.
Oh no, I watched it and then I was like, he's not going to remember this. So let's leave the man alone.
Yeah,
I mean,
facing painkillers.
That man started at the old wrestler parts. You know, the big guys that are stupid and stuff like that.
What was that fairy movie The Rock was in?
Tooth Fairy.
Aye.
Like the Rock
started at Tooth Fairy.
The Rock's films didn't get good until like 2010, and when I say good, I mean like he wasn't in franchise films until that point.
Yeah.
And then he became like a franchise guy. I think Faster was the first film I watched.
That was good.
It wasn't in Fast. I don't mean a Fast and the Furious film. I mean is it called Faster?
It was Faster.
It's because it's him standing there with a car like in the background. It kind of had the Fast and Furious font.
I had like 4 words in it, and I was like, that's perfect for The Rock.
Billy Bob Thornton's in that film.
Billy Bob was the best part. He was like a heroin addict cop. He made that
heroin addict cop. He just played a heroin addict actor, like a heroin. Everything to do with Billy Bob's heroin addict in it.
Where's your shrimps? I think you do.
But he was brilliant in that film because he had like 4 words and he just punched fuck out of people and then shot them right in the face. Perfect role for The Rock.
Yeah, me Rock, you die.
Know your role, mate.
There it is.
And then he tried to move in Vin Diesel's territory, and then they were like a Hobbs and Shaw.
We've had these conversations.
Yeah.
We had the Hobbs and Hobbs and Shaw conversation.
But yeah, this is like when they actually spoke. The Rock and Dave Bautista were saying he was like, just don't do any old role because you'll be kind of typecast to do that.
Scorpion 3.
And Dave's very much like, he's been on record going, no, I want to do movies that I feel that I can have a bit of fun with, or I can do something that's different.
Are we going to go see that Knock at the Cabin or whatever it's called?
Yeah, I'd see that. I thought that was a sequel to
Cabin in the Woods.
I don't know why. I was like, I thought that was and I was like, what the fuck? But no, it does like, because again, it's kind of got that same like choose your family or choose like the world, because and you're like, hold on, that's kind of Cabin in the Woods when they're like, you need to do this or the world ends, and you're like, wait, what?
Batista bomb the cabin?
Spinebuster.
he's actually done a good thing by playing a lot of characters that aren't tough.
Yeah,
like all the ones that look tough but are like soft. Obviously,
they have emotions.
Yeah.
Well, no, his problem is he can't really emote that well, and he plays that up. If you know what I mean, the fact that he can't really like be emotional because it looks silly.
Emotions,
like
because he's fucking huge.
He's good in Drax because he plays that kind of stunted fucking like a bad actor would be good at playing Drax. But he was great in Glass Onion because like he played exactly the stereotype that people thought he was going to play for years, but he played it in a really stupid, funny way. But he wasn't actually. He was actually quite clever.
Yeah, it was the same like when he was in Blade Runner as well. He was.
I forgot he was in Blade Runner. Fuck me.
He's in Dune. He's in so many things. Like you'd be like, oh man, he's
came up the world to Scorpion King 3.
I'm going to say I liked the second one better than this because I thought the second one, even though it was just a bad film as well, it was funnier.
No. See, I haven't seen Scorpion King 2, but I'm probably going to agree with that. Like.
And there was more colours. I thought there was more colours in that one. I honestly thought it looked so drab. Like there was just no like.
No, there was no life to it. I can agree with that. This was very much muted, as you said, like with the kind of
Zack Snyder filter over the top.
Could you do better with 6 million, guys?
Yes.
I don't know. Like
actually, it reminded me of old YouTube videos.
What do you mean?
Like the kind of like colour, like the colour just being kind of fucking on shitty cameras and stuff like that.
They spent all the money on Billy Zane's cocaine for the movie. Hugh.
He was only in it for like 10 minutes.
3.7 million went to Billy Zane's nostril.
He's not doing anything else with his life. Like he's just excited and happy to be there.
The rest went on Batista's roids.
You want to know how the third one's better than the second one, mate? The second one didn't have Billy Zane just casually ripping an ear off of somebody.
That I saw that ear.
Didn't even look like he put any effort in. Just goes like, oh, there you go, ripped off.
I saw the ear and I was like, oh, that looks fake. Oh, that's why.
The Little Nicky movie where they pulled the ear off when he was losing all the thing in hell. Yeah, just like
there we go.
Well, I was just thinking like, yeah, that's really good. But I knew that was fake as soon as I saw it because the guy was holding his ear up to the camera.
No, but the CGI in the second one, you thought that was real, did you?
No, it was hilarious.
I can't believe he was disappointed with that. And that lassie literally had the wig to there, like.
You get over this.
I'm never getting over it, man.
You get under it.
Like if you are this excited for this, you're not going to last.
I mean, it's so ridiculous, man.
Deep breath, mate.
I see Scorpion King 1 and 2, and then. I can't believe there's a 4 and 5.
I honestly think we're a bit spoiled in it. Oh, I say spoiled, right? But like, even bad films now have high budgets because they're all made by like Netflix and stuff like that. So like, even films like what was that one that fucking Dave Franco died in the first 5 minutes and Ryan Reynolds was in it?
Don't know.
My Hero
sounds good.
No, I know Dave Franco's a pain in the ass. Ryan Reynolds was in it. I can't remember, Sixth Man or something.
I think I know the one you mean.
Yeah, I can't remember the name yet. But like, that film's trash. But it got like a fucking $40 million, $50 million budget. So there's no straight to DVD, it's straight to streaming films, and they've all got high budgets, higher budgets.
Yeah, well, you know the Happy Madison production that had the Netflix agreement, and then literally he just shows up and makes himself like 8 characters and terrible. What's his name?
Adam Sandler. What's his name? Happy Madison. What's his name? God damn, Jason, if you're going to talk about films, you need to at least know.
Adam Sandler still gets budgets, man, and he gets hundreds of millions, and the movies get enough streams for Netflix to be like, that's what, fuck it, here's another 100 million, maybe some shit.
That's the point I was making, though. Like, even with mediocre films, like the
Uncut Gems, though, mate. That was fucking brilliant.
I love
Uncut Gems.
That meme that goes about like. Everyone says bad actor, turns up at Uncut Gems, shows he's a great actor, walks away, makes bad films again.
Was Uncut Gems good?
No explanation.
I didn't watch it then, but he actually made a good film.
He's a good actor. He's a good, serious, dramatic actor. Like Seth Rogen is a really good dramatic actor, but like, they just like playing goofballs.
Yeah. I think Adam Sandler's basically said in the past like he likes, just getting all of his friends together and making a fun movie. That's why like grown-ups, they like go on holiday and stuff like that, and he sees that as a vacation. Yeah,
Jennifer Aniston, he's like, hey, do we want to go for a holiday together? We'll like Barbados and stuff. Aye, we'll do that. And we'll shoot around a bit. We don't even really need to move. We'll sit here and we'll have a scene where we're just drinking. Yeah, okay, we'll do that.
It's a hard life, eh?
Yeah.
But look at him, he's rich as fuck anyway, and I don't think he wants to. I don't think he feels it has to prove it to anybody.
Nah.
But that's the whole thing. Like his old films, like Waterboy and stuff like that, they were quite low budget and straight to like DVD. I think they were straight to DVD. That happened.
Probably, yeah.
But like
at that time,
now he's got like a massive Netflix contract making those like same sort of kind of trashy films, and people are like, oh, that's shocking that he's got such a high budget, and you're like, no, that's just it's just movies. The landscape now.
But Waterboy, man, love that movie. I actually put that on in work while we were quiet, and just see some of the scenes, man. You forget like when he first takes out one of the guys that's making fun of him, and he's on the ground. He's like, "Who dare? Who dare?" That just kills me every time.
Yeah, that film's mental just because of the fucking. The weird depiction of American like sports, like they're like, oh, we just take this grown man off the streets to play American college or high school sports or something like that.
College,
like, is that how it works?
Yeah,
like, do you not have?
Didn't they try and?
You talking about The Blind Side?
No.
What have you? Where have you been?
He was on his phone. He's worse than you, man.
Helen was messaging me.
Oh,
so no,
it's Helen like, every day with him.
So it's more like in that movie, they even state is like, no, you need to actually have a college, degree, or you need to work to that to have that ability to play football. You need to be like scholarship.
No, they don't. Have you ever watched the videos where they're just like, oh, he needs to play on Wednesday? Aye, just bump his grade up, man. They don't need his grade. Just fucking turn up, man. If you're a good quarterback, man, they're like.
You just starting to sound like that guy for the Waterboy there. yeah, fucking what about
You guys just hold the ball. You hold the ball very far.
Right, so I think Scorpion King 2 is better than this.
Well, what would you give the rating of this movie?
10 out of 10.
Oh, it's 2.
2, really?
2? No way.
I was so bored, man. I was so bored.
Like I'm so surprised. Like considering that I thought this was so much better.
It was not compelling. I mean, Billy Zane was obviously funny.
Was it meant to be compelling?
Well, a film is meant to be a bit compelling, where you're just because it got to the middle bit and I was like, oh, I'm so bored of this.
Guys, tax write-off.
I know that's probably what it is.
Tax write-off.
But like, I didn't really understand what the Scorpion King was doing there. Obviously he's trying to make money, but like then he's like a hero.
Aye.
And then why the fuck is Olaf there?
Why is there
ninjas there?
He was wanting to make money, and then he found out like he don't have money, but that necklace that she was wearing was worth it, and then they fell in love.
Yeah,
basically.
It's like the 4th love interest he's had.
But this is a
3 films.
The man's a shagger, right? Like,
it's ancient. He said make more Scorpion Kings and Queens,
and he never sticks around, does he? Like each film, he's just like, nah,
I mean,
I'm out.
He's
the Genghis Khan of the Scorpion Kings. He's just spreading that love to you.
And there's 0 scorpions in this film.
Yeah. There's
0 out of 10, 0 scorpions.
There was tiger nuts. That's what they had.
Tiger nuts.
Billy, stop snorting all the scorpion budget.
Stop snorting the.
I feel like the second one didn't know if it wanted to be serious or funny, so it just missed the mark on both of them completely.
Yeah.
Whereas this one leaned into we're not a serious film, we're just having a laugh, and
we're going on a quest.
Really paid off, basically.
Yeah.
The second one reminded me of a Power Rangers film, especially the 90s Power Rangers film, because of going to like a weird place and for a quest, and you're like fighting the ninja or whatever. But like, I forget the story of both films. I don't know. This one, I just like see it keep me involved in a boring story. At least have to show me something cool. And the only bits that were cool when Kimbo was on, R.I.P. Kimbo, like my boy, he's up there. The ninja bit was cool. Went on too far.
Yeah.
Also, like that middle bit, there was no real plot to it. They were just kind of wandering.
That was them getting to.
That was them questions,
being bros, mate.
Getting
felt like an Assassin's Creed game. And the set design was shit, and the costumes were shit. We went through and then dialogue was shit, and then Ron Perlman wasn't in it enough, and
well, they won all. Like they ran out of Ron Perlman budget. Hugh.
Jason, what would you rate this movie?
Oh, 9 out of 10, man. Hilarious as fuck. I know exactly what it was from the off. I was like, they just were just like fucking about. They made us. They're like, West, just get a set, right? Call it the Scorpion King. Get a muscly guy. Get Billy Zane.
Jason could be a producer.
Yeah, he's nailed it. This is exactly the process.
Get me some actors that have just made big TV shows, right? Do you know what? Get me Boba Fett, right? Get me him.
Oh my god, this is a Jason movie production. Give me Boba Fett.
This is pre sequels or pre-Disney Star Wars. So he hadn't been in Star Wars since the prequels.
But he was in games and shit. Right?
Alright, okay. Sorry, Jason, I didn't realise you were so mad about it.
But what I think it was 100% just a clear fuck about, and I knew exactly from the off what it was like. See, as soon as the opening scene came out, I was like, right, at least I know what I'm in for here. This is going to be absolute dog shit, but funny. Like, and it nailed it. Like, it nailed what it was trying to do, which was a clear universal tax write-off. So for me, 9 out of 10. It knew what it was. It knew it was shit. It went with it. Billy Zane was just cutting about. You
realise this makes it better than every Star Wars film ever made?
Hugh.
Keep it for another time. What about you?
You're my brother, right? You're my brother. Right, I will fuck you up in this best man speech. I will fuck you up, bro.
Which one did you
I give it a 6.
You give it a 6?
Yeah, because I actually enjoyed it, like to the point where I actually thought I could, not I would or I will, but I could watch this again in the future, like if I had to.
Oh god.
Yeah. Like, you know, if someone was like dying and they were like, my last
Scorpion
dying
King
wish
3.
is to watch the Scorpion King 3, then maybe I could, you know, at least turn it on for them. But nah, I think it was alright, and like it was just a bit of fun, and I think you could tell immediately from the start it's just a bit of fun, and yeah, it did it well.
I want to see the fourth one. I want to see how this series evolves, Hamish. I mean, when you get to the fourth one, you're expecting quality. You know what I mean? Every fourth sequel,
I feel like you'll be disappointed because I think it's going to be more of the same, like this
kind of like short. Yeah. I'll give it a watch, right? Because
of course,
I want to see what. Because they've got to have another hook, so Billy Zane might probably not going to be in the next one. We've seen the cast list.
Well, the only thing that I thought, you know, if I hadn't seen, if this wasn't an old film, he did mention like the Book of the Dead courses through my veins or something like that.
Yeah,
and then he gets killed. I was like, he could come back, but obviously we know he doesn't. So spoiler alert, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What?
So I wouldn't watch this again.
Yeah, no, we got that. 2 out of 10. What about you, Dom?
I would say 6 out of 10 is probably
you're saying this film's up there.
See, we
with
have a couple of drinks.
I'm saying this up here with the Joker. I would say that this movie is harmless. It kind of it leans more like towards the goofy side. It looked like it tried to do something with the Mummy as well, which I was a bit appreciative of, because the other two had fuck all to do with the Mummy.
Yeah.
And at least this one's like Book of the Dead. You're like, oh well, that's in the Mummy Returns. It didn't really do too much with it. It was very much like, let's raise these warriors up, and that's it. And I was like, wait, why? Where are the the mummies and they're coming after you? But we didn't have any of that.
No, because it's called the Scorpion King, not the Mummy.
There's Mummy films.
Yeah, the Mummy films, but the Scorpion, like they could have had like undead people come up and
Well, the warriors were undead, I think. No.
But the thing is, they were alive. They didn't look undead.
See, with a couple of drinks, this movie would be hilarious. It would just be the funniest thing ever. See if you're just watching it for a piss take and a couple of drinks.
To be fair, like,
just because you don't drink anymore, Hugh.
I know, but I didn't think it was bad enough to be funny. It was just boring.
See, but I felt the second one was a lot like that. The second one dragged. A lot of nothing happened in the second one, and the CG was shit. Yeah. This one, at least, it felt like it had a bit of life to it, even though it didn't look as bright and colourful. It was a bit very samey, but at the same time, it at least tried to do something different and have a bit of fun with it.
I love how this podcast is 4 guys find out cheap films exist.
It was so good, man. I don't know, sure, I think your opinion's bullshit.
Jason's a Star Wars fan. Yeah. There you go.
Goodbye, everybody.
The most popular franchise in history, Hugh.
I don't know.
Is it? Pokemon? Not even with its own fans.
What about Pokemon?
I suppose they made Scarlet and Violet, and they made millions, I suppose.
The only people that hate Star Wars more than me are Star Wars fans.
This isn't about Star Wars, Hugh. It's about the Scorpion King and your shit opinions.
Well, they're the Scorpion Wars, mate.
They're together in the same level.
Can you imagine that? Like, we Scorpion TIE fighters. Pew, pew, pew. With a claws. I'd watch that.
That's a better film.
both of them.
It was like, look, I'm your father. Clip, clip, clip. No.
Can't wait for Scorpion King 4.
The Rise of the Scorpions.
Oh yeah, that's the next one. So who's any big names in that one?
What's the title? The fourth one.
Scorpion King.
Why oh why oh why?
Can you believe it?
Quest for Power. That's what it's called.
What?
Scorpion King 4. The Quest for Power.
Going on. Remember in the 2010s where all the Quest movies were coming out? Like it was like Dungeons and Dragons just come up. You had role models. You had all that stuff, right? And then you had the movie. What was the one with Peter Dinklage and that in it?
Game of Thrones.
No, not the fucking Game of Thrones.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Do you know those Quest movies? Like, it's like, right, we know we're going to have this adventurer who's a mage, we're going to have this adventurer who's like Gimli, and then we're going to go do
Lord of the Rings?
Aye, but it's kind of similar, not similar to Lord of the Rings, fuck off. The Hobbit. It was like Dungeons and Dragons kind of films.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
And it's like, it's turned into that, like, cheap. Right, when the fuck did Scorpion King get a quest?
Yeah.
Like, how many quest points are you getting?
I'm pretty sure they were just kind of in the room like, what do we call this one? I was like, well, I suppose he's on some kind of quest. I was like, oh, that's good, I like that quest. And I was like, what is he on a quest for?
For power!
I don't know, he probably wants power. I was like, oh shit, someone write this down. Like,
Billy Zane's like, what's my cocaine budget for this one? Is it Titanic levels of cocaine budget?
The only person I can see here in this cast is Lou Ferrigno, who was the original Hulk.
Rutger Hauer
and Hoyce Gracie's in this.
Why is Hoyce Gracie in it?
Eve Torres is in it, so that's another like one from WWE Studios. So they must have like by the way, here's one of our wrestlers. If you want to put them in a movie for a wee while, and
please tell me that's not Rutger Hauer's
Roy Nelson, mate.
film.
Roy Nelson's in it.
Fuck's sake, Roy Nelson's in it.
Well, that makes sense with Eve Torres
and
being in it.
Bigfoot Silver, mate.
Right.
No, he's not.
Because if Eve Torres is in that as well, she married one of the Gracies, didn't she?
Yeah,
so that makes maybe they met on this set, Hugh.
Do you know the Gracies are getting done in Brazil for being corrupt with that old president they had? Bolsonaro. They like took a load of like COVID relief money and like I don't know. I spent it like
jiu-jitsu'd it.
It's fucking like jiu-jitsu. It's hard being an MMA fan now because like all the MMA fighters that I used to love, like one of my favourite fighters is Fedor, just loves Putin. Like and then there's
also just got his ass beat and retired.
He retired in my head 10 years ago. And then all the Brazilian fighters I love are all like, oh, we love Bolsonaro, we love fascism, blah. And then like the American ones are like, oh, Trump's amazing. I'm like, what is going on?
Too many knocks to the head, mate.
Then have
you seen their ears, man? They
can't hear anything. That's the problem. Like you try to have a conversation like that.
Cauliflower
have you heard Chuck Liddell lately? Have you actually heard him?
No.
It's slurring.
It's difficult. The man is ill. Like, and everyone's like, oh, there's Chuck, and he's like, you know. This is sad.
You ever heard you talking on a podcast? It's not that different.
But this is my normal voice. He's been punching me a lot.
I want to be like Michael. Chuck Liddell, can you punch me in the head?
A bunch of Glenn Camaras,
so it's the same Matthias. There's a new woman in it.
Yeah, she looks alright, man.
Well, who the fuck is
if it's Eve Torres, man, I do like her.
She's
someone else. She'll probably just be a wee.
If anyone listens to this podcast did not like Eve Torres.
Barry Bostwick, who I should know, he was in Spin City actually, but he's quite old. Like, I'm trying to see who
he's
who
going to do Ron Jeremy.
Rutger
Hauer. A wee Freudian slip there.
Rutger Hauer, Lou Ferrigno. They're just stars for the next one. I don't see any other names. Even the director is a guy who's only ever done like direct-to-video shite films.
Scorpion King 4, that's it.
No, he's done hundreds of films. So bad.
So I kind of watched the trailer to this one, and it shows like I think that's interesting when you always watch trailers to like B-movie or like cheaper versions of movies, and if they try to use any other footage from other movies. So that's like Scorpion King 2.
You mentioned that
had the Rock in it. And I was like, he's got nothing to do with this movie, not a producer in it, and you motherfuckers, how dare you do that? The third one was just like, it wasn't that bad. It was quite a hey, let's Scorpion King 3, and you're like, okay. This one for the fourth one, it doesn't look good.
Like the film itself.
The film does not look good at all. It looks cheap. It's got really bad CG in it. I'm like, no.
Cheap.
Sorry.
Jake, they're almost at the point of just getting porn directors into film it, like
regular in Germany.
They'd know about lighting, wouldn't they? Like, they'd light these films better.
Close up.
You gotta get some fluffers.
Fluff close to her face. Why is that, Lord?
Well, I didn't know that these films needed so much story to tell, if you know what I mean. Like, who knew the Scorpion King needed 6 stories to tell, 6 films to tell his story?
He's on a quest, man. He's on a quest, Hugh.
For power.
Aye.
Oh god.
I mean, Land Before Time apparently needs 14, so
why the fuck did he really
Littlefoot will just become Foot before becoming Bigfoot. So
I thought you were taking about an asteroid.
You're hoping, aren't you? You're hoping, fingers crossed.
Take that little bastard.
It's like a never-ending story, like 3. Like I thought.
Well, at least they tell you in the fucking title. This is never ending, by the way.
Yeah, true.
If we can keep making this movie, we're going to keep going.
Like this podcast.
Yeah, it's never ending.
In Portugal, anyway.
Anyone get any other like points to make that isn't Jason saying he was like telling some pop culture, or like right this very second that we have to edit out?
No, just I'm interested in seeing the next one because I think they're on an upswing. I think that one was better than.
Honestly, yeah, I'm actually
you, Jason, you never saw the second one.
I'm gonna watch it.
Trust me, I think it's a lot worse.
No.
And the first one wasn't even great.
Yeah.
You know, it was shite, but it was watchable shite.
Yeah.
Second one nosedived, but you know, maybe just because I was expecting absolutely nothing from the second one, maybe I like this one more. But hopefully, it's, you know, at least as good. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's that psychological torture thing where they do something so bad to you that anything after that is just.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's not as bad as the first one.
What, you mean childhood trauma?
I got kicked in the nuts last week, but like this time they got just like punch in the arm, so it wasn't as bad.
Yeah, it's all good.
By a ninja right in the dick.
Right in the dick.
Out of a waterfall.
Hugh, are you looking forward to the next one?
Salmon going up the river.
Looking forward to is strong words in it. Like,
just aware that we are going to watch it.
Like I quite like doing these because like we're spoiled, mate. We've got so much choice, and I'm watching bangers all the time, and then I'm
we
like,
chose Scorpion King.
need a wee palate cleanser.
Yeah, I think you need to look at that and go, do you know what? I need some misery in my life.
God, let me get back onto like Godfather or something like that. Like,
Quickly change it.
I watched Chinatown, which is like a 70s Jack Nicholson film. I was like, oh, this is brilliant. Like the way it's shot and stuff like that. And then like you watch this after, and like they learned nothing from the 70s, didn't they? Like the budgets were probably very similar, but like they did so much more because they had obviously better writers and better actors.
CG, mate.
Yeah,
there was no CG in this film except the desert.
Yeah,
when they built the Machu Picchu kind of like that was like the kingdom bit, that was all like CG, and then they put it on fire, and I was like, it was like Birdemic. Remember when the bird exploded? That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, really.
I mean, also when he spat the
fire
liquid and fire came out, that must have been CG.
Really, I thought it was real.
Nah, it doesn't work like that, mate.
They had real elephants, man, and real Billy Zane.
See that elephant in the fight scene, and the people are just swinging off of it, and like kick flipping off of it, and I was like, poor elephant.
I know, that's what I always
try
think.
That's
a poor elephant.
That elephant's just a working actor trying to make his way up.
It's a work
So I'm never doing Scorpion Kings again after this.
I just wanted to be Lord of the Rings.
Let's swing around the tusk.
You reminded me of the worst part of Lord of the Rings, though.
CG'd, mate. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it'll be more entertainment like that, where it's not taking itself too seriously. That trailer didn't really do any favours to it, but we'll see what happens. Jason, you going to watch it?
Oh, I'm watching it, man. I'm coming back for the fourth one. If it was as good as the third one, I'm there, man. I am there.
And we'll get your quick reviews, maybe the first and second one, if you do make it through them.
Oh,
it's like we found Jason. Next podcast, we found him dead.
That's too much excitement.
I've got night shifts, lads. I can watch some trash.
Well, I think that's us all wrapped up for this episode of The Scorpion King. That's a goodbye from Hugh.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye from Jason.
Goodbye.
Goodbye from Hamish.
Bye, everyone. See you next time.
And a goodbye from me, Dom. See you later.
I always go when I say something.
I know, what is that?
I don't know. There's something in my head like.
It's a force of habit.
Just say goodbye. Don't make this longer than it needs to be.
Billy Zane's still high off that movie, man.
He's still rolling in the deep.